Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Aajay Shah, and we are bringing you this another live. This is actually our third live of the day. We did one live with my wife. She made a banana oatmeal energy balls. So I'm sure you enjoyed it. We had about 800 views already, so people are definitely enjoying and learning some healthy cooking skills. And then we did another live with Dr. Jaffer about history and symptoms of COVID-19. That was a great live. We learned so much from Dr. Jaffer. To give you an update on our page, we have now 45,000 followers. We have expanded our pillars. We are more into having all our followers not just become healthy, but also very successful at life. So you can see all the pillars on my screen, on my background. So that's our update on the page. Tonight I have a guest which I admire absolutely for last 1 year. I came to know her through our Facebook friends, and I absolutely have been impressed by her. Her name is Yolande Smith, and you will see her soon. But she has been a whole food plant-based vegan. She actually practices a whole food plant-based vegan better than any other person knows. So I'm very excited to bring her live for all our followers. I will be learning a lot, and I'm sure you'll be learning a lot. Welcome, Yolanda.
Hi, Jay.
Again,
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me, and to spread the word of health, because which is we don't have too much of. And even when, and I congratulate you that you were able to observe this me on Facebook, and allow me that opportunity to share my knowledge with our audience. And everybody needs that type of information. We don't have too much of it. And the people who are spreading this type of stuff, a lot of them are making money, they're selling products, and I'm not about that. My passion is health and helping people. I'm not rich, I'm not even middle class. I don't have anything, but I have enough to survive, to live, and that's good for me right now. And I never want to sell anything. I'm just saying that at the beginning. I'm not saying no one should sell things. However, we have a lot of people who are vulnerable. They want to lose weight. They want to change their life, and they don't know. They can't do it on their own. So people are selling them products and promising them detox products, which can be very dangerous. And especially in the age of COVID-19, where everybody wants to build up their immune system and they don't know how. But it's really simple, and it doesn't require a lot of money. All it requires is discipline and the right knowledge, which I'm going to be sharing with our audience right now.
that's a great start. That's a great start. So let me ask you, first question I always ask, where do you live, and what kind of work you do, and where did you grow up, and who influenced you in your childhood?
I didn't have anybody, and nobody influences me in my childhood. As a matter of fact, I was one of the most ignorant person there is, because my father died when I was 2, and my mother didn't know. She was a good mom, but she didn't know anything about anything. All she had was 7 kids with no profession, and she just made sure we get some food to survive. That happened in Haiti. And when I was there was something in me, and that I knew then that I was ambitious at something. I didn't know what, because I was playing soccer, volleyball, because they were free in the school that I was going to. And no, there was no uncle, there was no father, there was no big brother, except a few neighbors that would say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, nothing else. But I managed to do a lot with the limitation that I had in Haiti. I was Queen of Haiti. My pictures were all over the covers of newspapers because I participate in beauty pageants without having anybody pushing me or helping me. And I won. And it's like David and Goliath. There was all these rich kids and mullahs with long hair and stuff like that, and I beat everyone. And the next thing I knew, I was on the cover. But it didn't land me anywhere because Haiti the culture there, you have to know to be friends or to be involved with somebody in the government for you to have an opportunity for that pageant to take me some other place, like having scholarship and things like that. Didn't happen. So I managed to come to the United States and stay there, and until when I was 35, 36 years old, and I started having some health challenges, and a friend told me, oh, why don't you go to a health food store and get some fiber and some bran? I said, what is that brand? He said it's something from wheat and you need to eat more healthy. You're not going to the bathroom enough. You're going to the bathroom every 2 days, every 3 days. And at that time, I was like, my skin was like wrinkling and I had puffiness, triple puffiness under my eyes. My back was curvy. I was losing bone at a very young age. And when I went to the health food store just to get some fiber, and I ended up getting a book, a great book called Fit for Life. And that book was by Orvie and Marilyn Diamond, that led me to a diet of fruits and vegetables. And of course, growing up in Haiti, there's a lot of fruits, and there's a lot of vegetables, a lot of sweet potatoes and yam and mangoes and avocados. So I was already used to that. So I went head first. And my skin started getting cleared up, and there were small changes that I was doing, and I saw I made small changes in my diet, and I started seeing small changes in my face, in my health, and then I started making big changes that led me to WBAI, which was a radio in New York, a community radio. They're still there, but at that time they were big. You will get all kind of great information from different universities, good, credible scientists, and Gary Knoll. Gary Knoll was he was like a guru at that time. And I was listening to him religiously. And I used to go to Manhattan. He had a running clinic where he will teach you how to run marathon. I used to go with my kids. So that was my journey until it led me to natural hygiene with Dr. Herbert Shelton. He has, I read this book, and it's an excellent book called Fasting and the Renewal of Life. And I said, oh my God, I was like a kid in a candy land, I said, wow. And I was spending 4 hours every day learning about health and nutrition, every program on health. I was ordering every book, and I came across this book in the 1980s, Warriors Recovery from AIDS. It's a book about two doctors. They went to Vietnam and they came back. One of them developed AIDS, and the other one wanted to save him, could not save him, and worked hard all night reading every book. And he came across, one of them was a doctor, one of their friends, and he came on a book called Toxemia Explained. Toxemia explains everything. The cause of every disease is toxemia. And there are 7 stages of disease. And when it reaches that stage of toxemia, this is where people get cancer and everything. So one of them was doing drugs in Vietnam, and that's what led his immune system to be compromised. So the other one said, okay, I'm going to take you in my house and help you recover. So put a nurse there, put Roger through the period of detoxification, fasting, and after 2 weeks, the friend who was supposed to die recovered. So this book is not in French anymore. You may find, this one is the second hand that I got, but it's a fascinating book, and it's an easy read, and people can read it very quickly. And I came across also this book called Raw Food for Treatment of Cancer, and the woman she's a medical doctor herself. Her name is Christine Nolfi, and she had breast cancer. She went into raw food, and she recovered from cancer. And she got so well, that she went back into cooked food and the cancer returned. And now she went back again to raw food, the cancer was gone. So she wrote that little 49-page book, and which you can find that book on Amazon. And that led me to Dr. Joe Furman. And Dr. Furman at that time was not very famous. And I became so fascinated with the whole thing. It led me to a clinic called True North Health in California. If you put healthpromoting.com, it will give you, this is where all the great doctors, they are all connected, Dr. Furman, Dr. Neil Bernard, Dr. Goldhammer, Caldwell Esselstyn, Dr. Colin C. Campbell, and Dr. Colin C. Campbell did the China study and Fox overnight. And he fasted at that clinic in California, and he did the research there he was the chief biochemist at Cornell University. He did the research there that led him to 1,100 patients. And it shows that the 1,100 patients recover at more than 90% through the use of fasting, water fasting. So to go to, I know you have other questions, but it's to go to the beginning where I went to the clinic myself and I observed, I spoke with the patient. There was a bunch of doctors there. They were patients themselves. And there were people all over the world. It's really, I felt lucky. I said, oh my God, I'm in this great place where the doctors are not doing anything. They are medical doctors, MD. They went to medical school, but they decided there's a better way to treat people instead of drugs. So I start seeing the patient recovering, and from nothing, from just water. So it's called supervised water fast. So when Dr. Furman wrote that book, Fasting and Eating for Health, that was his first book. And I did a conference. I said, Dr. Furman, would you like to do a conference with me? I was in New York at that time. He said, absolutely, as long as you can guarantee that I will sell my book. And I said, sure. So I put an ad in that magazine. It was not really an ad, but this is part of the network, the Health Science magazine. To me, from 30 years, this is the best magazine ever. And there's no commercial in it, but the editor, I asked him to put the ad in it. Free. It was free, of course. Whenever this type of doctors are doing activities, you can put it there. And it was a full house. I did the conference at Martin Van Buren High School in New York, and he sold a bunch of books. He probably will not recognize me now because he's famous and things like that, but he's a great doctor. And that's where my journey started. And so I just spent 4 years working in Israel. Not my favorite place to be, but I had a good job offer there, and which helped me come to the U.S. every 3-4 months. And then I learned farming, and I learned about other places, clinic there that was doing water fasting, and I learned about sprouting, and I learned which are the best clinic in the world, and I learned about what is the best system that doesn't cost so much money, that can lead to people to excellent health, where people can go and heal, and they can go to the business of living without worry about taking supplements and herbal and all that stuff. You don't need any of this stuff to be healthy and happy, because as long as you can maintain the gut, the microbiome, which is where all the friendly bacteria are, we have more than 100 trillion bacteria. If you could make that, keep that balance there, everything will be fine. Your health, your kidney, your organs, your brain, everything will be in balance. And that's all health is. Health is the result of healthful living. You can't get health by taking just vitamin C drips or herb tea. The herb tea can create other issues for your immune system, because it's not natural. It's not living in harmony with nature. And it's not like if somebody gives you kale and you said, oh, if I go in nature in the wilderness, will I find kale? If I have lettuce, spinach, and cucumbers, am I going to choose kale? And we are tropical beings. We are human who are supposed to be living in the tropic where we can pick up fruits and eat them. This is why I like Florida, because Florida is a tropical place. You can go south, Homestead in the south, and you can find fruit trees, and anything can grow there. So yeah. So sorry.
No, that's a great start of our live interview, and I absolutely admire the way you came from Haiti, your childhood, the way you grew up, the way you were the beauty queen. I mean, it speaks very highly the way you are such a self-made person, and your all the people you know, and you actually were intimately involved in terms of their knowledge and their things, including Joe Perman, Dr. Alan Goldhammer with True North, Colin Campbell, uh, Asselstein, and looks like you've been almost a 30-year-old reader of this healthy lifestyle movement. So I think it's very impressive. You look great. I think, let me ask you, how is your health? And do you take any medication? And what this healthy lifestyle with eating plant-based food has helped you to stay healthy? And then I will also ask you, if you don't mind, please tell us how old are you? Because you look great, and I know your age from reading your Facebook post, but you absolutely look so good. So I want all our followers to know that how to stay young, how to stay healthy. So please tell us about your health, and do you take any medication or not?
Oh no, never take medication and never will. Probably in the past, I remember in the very long past, like probably 40 years ago, if I would go to a doctor and he doesn't give me something, if I have a headache, I didn't think he was a good doctor, but no more. I have not taken any medication probably for the past 38 years, and I never take anything. I don't need anything. You know, um, I feel good. I don't have any blood pressure. My blood pressure is probably very low right now. It's been very low. I never had blood pressure higher than 120, and I do sprinting. I don't put any makeup on my face. Nothing, no cream, nothing at all. In the winter, I would put some shea butter because your skin can, I tend to have dry skin, so I'll put a little shea butter. I wash my face with clean water, with spring water. I don't use the chlorine because chlorine can dry out your skin, that's all. And I try to keep the same water I drink is the same water. I don't use soap on my face because soap has something in it that can dry out your skin. And when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, I drink a nice room temperature glass of water, and then I go down the block. I do some sprinting because when you're reaching a certain age, you have to defy. You have to go against. It's like a gravity against your body. I sprint and I go back up down the hill. Every place I am, I try to incorporate some kind of exercise if I don't have a gym. And I'll do push-ups, I'll do everything. If I have a 15 minutes free, even when I was in the Middle East, if I'm waiting for a bus, I'm doing push-ups and things like that. I'm always connected with health. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm always connected with health, and because it's only one body I have. And if I let that body go, and I'm going to depend on these doctors. And this is the mistake people are making, where they let go, and then they are waiting for the body to show sign of disease. That's when they're making decisions, and now it's too late, and you become vulnerable, and the doctors are putting pressure on you, telling you you must do this, you must do that. Why wait? Take a step ahead. It's like you're sprinting with disease. Don't let disease beat you. Be ahead. Always. Don't wait. Because the body is like a glass of water. When the glass of water is all filled up and it's going down, don't let it be filled up. Just when it's a quarter of the way, take care of it constantly. That body will send you symptoms, and these symptoms, they are your friends. Okay? It's the body talking to you, but we don't understand the language. We are not raised like that. The society did not permit us. We have to do our own little private work and, to learn certain things. And everyone, every kid, every teacher should know about this, every doctor. But when you look at the history of medicine, even Dr. Clapper, all these great doctors, they are realized now when they were working in hospitals and the emergency room, the patients who used to come there, they used to have a problem of lifestyle, not a problem of that needed drugs. Because we don't we don't have a lack of drugs. We have, we have a lifestyle issue. We're putting stuff in our body that is not adapted to the body, and the body is always crying. And the body cries to headache, to constipation, to pain, to inflammation. Instead of looking at the problem, we keep on taking turmeric and this and ginger and that. We still are not listening. We still are not stopping the cause. Until we stop the cause, then the body will be happy, because that body is extremely intelligent, beyond anybody's knowledge. So nobody knows the ability of this body. But one thing I know, when I go to these clinics, not one, many, people recover through the use of not eating, just drink water, and let the body get out of the body's way, let the body do its work, and everything will come normal. But when you're taking this, you're taking that, do you have any herbs? That herb is good? No. The body will fight the herb. It will create more inflammation against the herb, because that herb may come from a country you don't even know, you have no clue what's in that herb and the environment it was processed. Let me plug, I just realized, let me plug the phone quickly.
Yep.
I don't want us to be disconnected.
Yeah, no, I think that we are absolutely learning and enjoying.
We're good. Yes, we're good now.
Okay, so yeah. let me say what I heard and what our followers heard. When we look at any 65-year-old person, and you told me you'll be 65 in August, you look like 30 years old. So you defy the age. You look 35, 40 years younger than your age. You are 65. When I see a 65-year-old patient or a person, typically they are on 3 to 5 medications. They all have 3 to 5 chronic disease, including high blood pressure, sometimes pre-diabetes or diabetes, sometimes heart disease. So having a person like you at almost 65 years old, Medicare population, being on no medication, blood pressure being low, that means below 110, and not having any chronic disease is a rare thing. Obesity is 42%. And if you look at some of the population like African Americans, in African American women above age 65, obesity is 50%, 50%. And that's very, very concerning. So I think what you have achieved because of your lifestyle is a commendable, is a setting the role model for many of us, all of us. I'm 58 years old and I can learn so much from you. So I think I commend you and I congratulate you. And we need more people like you to lead this battle towards the chronic disease. So let me ask you a question which many of our followers wants to know, because everybody wants to start your type of lifestyle from tomorrow. And again, when we talk about plant-based food, many vegan are actually not eating very healthy. Vegan means eating Oreos, vegan means drinking a Coke or a Diet Coke. That's all vegan food. We are talking about whole food, plant-based diet with no oil. That's the real plant-based healthy meal, because there are a lot of plant-based vegan people who like French fries is a vegan, but that's not a healthy vegan. So tell us about what did you eat last 24 hours and how do you differentiate this whole food, plant-based, no oil person versus a vegan who just follows no animal products, but truly is not a healthy vegan?
Well, I was in California almost a month ago helping a Vietnamese community. They were sick. And I did some video with them and we were doing Tai Chi and stuff like that because they were eating fake chicken, fake turkey, fake sausage, fake this, fake that. And honestly, I'm vegan by many means, by ethic and by for health. But it will be realistically, it will be healthier to eat a piece of meat with lettuce instead of eating all these processed vegan food that they came from anywhere in the world. They came from Vietnam and some different places in China, and they are not healthy. They are inflammation promoting. Therefore, but there's a reality to all of this. 90% of our food is genetically modified. This is the harsh reality. Honestly, I really feel sorry for the whole world because we are up against something very big. And I remember when I was in California in the year, I think 2012, and there was an election, and there was a Proposition 37, and Obama was pushing for it. They didn't want us to know what's in our food. And most of the people wanted to know, and the bill was pushing, you don't need to know. Come on, you don't need to know. You just eat that stuff in the dark. So the United States is one of the countries that ban the sticker. They are not putting the sticker. Right now, people are guessing what is GMO? Is this? But your only guarantee of not eating GMO is if there's a label that says organic. But we are up against three different styles. We have organic, we have conventional, and we have GMO. So now GMO makes conventional, the one that has been sprayed with pesticides, look healthy because at least it's still real food, but it's been sprayed. Organic one has not been sprayed and it's organic. There's no the seed is organic, but GMO. They did some research where they put two corn in the wilderness. One was GMO, one was organic, and the squirrel ate the one that was organic. They never touched the GMO because animals are behaving on instinct. We humans, we are behaving on condition. We've been conditioned to eat animal products, dairy products, processed food, and there is a war by the corporation. And of course, the corporation knew they needed to be in the pocket of the government, and they, in order to influence them, there's a lot of lobbies around that is influencing what our kids are eating in school. So it's like it's a scenario that is putting on the government is putting it on school. Let me say something very quick, very important. When Bill Clinton became vegan, and he went on CNN and said, since I became a vegan, I feel like a young kid in high school. Okay? And this is the president of the United States that is saying that. Like, he said, I never touch any, I'm vegan. He was seen with apron on him, teaching people how to prepare vegan food. So, and we still have the same curriculum in the school. The CNN people never said, but how come, why don't you do something for the kids not to eat this kind of stuff in the school, the dairy product that is creating extreme allergies and ADD and all these hyperactivity in children where they're drugging our kids instead of looking at the food allergies from these dairy products. And nothing like that is happening. So the media is in the pocket of corporation, of pharmaceutical industry, and this is why we are up. I said we are up. I feel sorry for our society. Until we become critical thinkers, and said, hey, that doesn't make sense. The president is vegan now. Huh. He was president for 8 years, and now he decide that animal product is not good for people. And why are our kids still having that in school? So this question, we don't have enough critical thinkers, and we don't have enough brave people because everybody is in the pocket. One hand is washing the other. People are having mammogram, which is creating other cancers. The mammogram itself, this is the report from Dr. Epstein from Michigan University. I think he died a few months ago, but this was his words when depressing the breast of women. And there was an article in New York Times about it like 20 something years ago, talking about the false positive and things. There's a lot of scandals, a lot of corruption in the medical industry, in the medical system, where they're not interested into health. Why are we having chemotherapy? Why are we having insulin, drugging our kids? When the kid may just have just an allergy reaction, that's why they acting like that. Test them for food allergies. Nobody's doing that. They're just drugging the kids, and the parents go along with it. I put a lot of stuff on my page, and I know some people may not like it. It's okay. They may leave my page peacefully because my page is a page of awareness, and I'm not afraid if I'm a target or not. But I have, when you see injustice being done and you stand by, you don't say anything, you are part of that injustice. And that's why, I praise you, AJ, because you have the courage to see the truth, to see something that can benefit our community, and you're not afraid of putting it, even at the expense of losing, viewers who don't agree with what I'm saying or what you're saying. So
No, I think. Let me tell you, what you said is so true. In America, corporations are so strong that a common person actually almost gets neglected every day. And many times, like you said, the government is in the pocket of corporations. And with this GMO, with this processed food, with all the soft drinks, with all the animal products, I think it's a major, major tragic situation for Americans that we don't get to reach the right knowledge and right information. And that's where I think we all as Americans need to be a critical thinker. We are just fed this false information from the day we are born, and we actually get brainwashed that you need dairy for your calcium. Like when I talk to people that I'm vegan, first thing they ask me, how do you get your protein? When I say I don't take dairy, first thing they ask me is, where do you get your calcium? And this has been like ingrained into Americans' head by these corporations and by this media so strong that people can think differently. And I think critical thinking and analytic thinking is so important as human being, but we don't do that anymore. And I think that's where person like you, what I'm trying to do, our page obviously is very, very unbiased. We only bring evidence-based information. We only bring the science, and we bring the proof that if you leave whole food, plant-based, no oil, then you will be healthy, you will be lean, you will look 20, 30, 40 years younger. We had a guest just a week ago. He's 69 and he has never ate meat in his life, never drank any dairy in his life. He always has been vegan thanks to his parents who were also vegan. But he actually, from day one of his birth, he has never ate any animal products. He looks like 35, 40 years old, never had any disease, doesn't take any medications, just like you. So I think when we bring people like you, people like him, people start to wake up and start to realize that the better way to live is whole food, plant-based, vegan, if you can, but definitely not more than 10% of your calories from animal products. I sincerely think that I don't think I can ask everybody to become vegan overnight, but people eat too much animal products. I allow 10%. I am myself vegan. I like everybody to be vegan, but I at least request and I at least insist that every American cut their animal products. So my next question to you, which is very important question, that I see on your Facebook that you are always eating sprouted food. So please tell us importance of eating sprouted food and how do you sprout the things?
Well, there is a clinic in Florida called Hippocrates Health Institute, and I follow them for years. They are the number one in the world at reversing terminal cancer through the use of sprouts. And I studied sprouts. I went to the Anwid Moore Institute in Puerto Rico. I stayed there a few times, and I learned how to grow sprout there. When I was in the Middle East, I learned how to grow sprout, and I studied sprout, and I realized that sprout is and even the sprout man, he died mysteriously. He was the teacher. He was the guy that was teaching us every aspect of. I went to all of these presentations when I was in New York. Unbelievable nice man, and he got strangely killed in a head-on collision. Anyway, I've learned that, you know, if there is one food I would like to eat, and that will make me truly healthy, is living food. There is a difference between living food, raw food, vegan food, conventional, traditional food, conventional food. If you eat conventional food, which is the regular meat, potato, and things like that, it's going to take 75% of your energy. And whenever I cook food, when somebody else make it, like I have friends in where I am, and they will make food, vegan food, and they will bring me. My body sends a signal to me, and I get tired because your body uses 75% energy to break down cooked food, regular cooked food. Your body will use about 35% energy to break down vegan raw food. No, sorry. Food that is with meat, your body will use like 75% energy. Vegan food, your body will use about 60% energy. Raw food, your body will use 35% energy. Juice, green juice, if you only take green juice, your body will use 15% energy. If you do a water fast, you're not eating anything, your body uses 0 energy. Where do you think that extra energy is gone? So when you're using 75% of energy to break down food, you only have 25% left, which you're going to get tired because the blood leaves the brain to go in the stomach to break down food. All your enzymes of the body is saying, wow, heavy food is coming. That food has not been chewed properly. Oh my God, I have to get all the enzymes, extra this, extra that to break down that food. And most people do not chew the food. That food has not been chewed. And the body is complaining, hey, you have teeth. You're not even breaking the food like baby food before the food comes down. So now I have to figure out extra enzyme, extra liquid. You're becoming dehydrated because the body is getting all the water it can, all the blood leaves the brain to come down. Most of it, like 75% comes here. It's like a big surgery, a big job. So you're less tired and exhausted and sleepy. That's why when people are having heavy food, they feel tired. So now you have 25% energy left. And the body could have used energy to take care of things. It's not able to do it because most of the energy is breaking down food. Now, when you're having vegan food, you're having more fiber in the food, and it's easier. You have 10% more energy left. You have like 35 now. So now, if you go to raw food, the body only uses 35% energy because everything is like mixed with alive and full with enzyme, full with fiber, all the minerals, everything is like ready, alive. So now, if you go to living food, the body will use like 20% energy only because the food is like very alive. Now, when you use green juices, the body uses 15% energy. You have 85% energy left for the body to take care of business, to fix things. Now, when you do water fast, the body is using zero energy. So now 100% of the energy is left to take care of. So the body goes into cleaning mode. The body is saying, oh, I'm not getting food. I'm using reserve. I'm able to walk, to think. Now, all that energy now I'm going to use to take care, to repair the body. So it's easy. This is why when you go to a clinic, like True North Health with Dr. Goldhammer, they supervise your fast. They have medical doctors there. They do blood tests and everything, and they come to your room in the morning and at night to make sure you're okay, you drink enough water. As long as you drink water and you rest, the body will do the rest. You're not in danger or anything. But I will not suggest anyone to do it on their own. You got to do it through supervision. And after 3 weeks, your whole body is like a new body. You become 10 years younger. I fasted twice, only. And I wish I can go back again. This is a good place to be. And there are a few other places in the world. But True North Health is like the real deal. There's another one in Puerto Rico called Back to the Garden. They were trained by True North Health, by the clinic in California. They are also good. They have another one in Cleveland, Ohio. But people need that. They need that support system because we are food addicts. What happened is 90% of the food are genetically modified. And when they modify these foods, they added addictive substance. So you are worse than a drug addict. Because you think, oh, it's food, I'm not a drug addict. If there is a drug addict in the family and there's a bunch of obese people there, they will put money together to send that drug addict in the clinic to get detox. And when the amount of people dying from drug addiction is far less than food addiction. And if you tell the family, oh, give us money, that person is obese, we want to send that person in the clinic, most likely they will laugh. They will say, what? We're not going to give them money for them. Let them lose weight on their own because they don't understand how deep, it is when about GMO, about genetically modified, that these are monsters. They don't care. They are like coward people that they are creating, they are adding, they are putting stuff that will make you hook into that food. And I could see the difference from 30-something years when people were changing into veganism. It was easier. These days, oh my God, people cannot change.
So let me ask you. I think first, please tell us what did you eat in last 24 hours? Because to me, if we can just duplicate what you are doing, we probably don't have to go through this reading thousands of books that you have and go through that, because your knowledge is just so much. But for an average person like me, just tell her what you ate yesterday and go through details so we can just start eating that from tomorrow. That's my one question. And second question, tell us how we sprout things. Tell us how we sprout things.
Well, I can go and show you something very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, please show us.
Okay, I have here black bean soup I have on the fridge. And I have here sweet potato.
Yes.
This is white inside. It's not the one that, I don't like the one that's yellow. It's kind of some smushy. This is like a Japanese yam. You can find them at Whole Foods. And this is my kimchi. I never without kimchi in the house. And I usually have mung bean. Where's the other one? I usually have mung bean sprouts, but I give it away to somebody who visited me today. I have my mason jars where I put, let me show you. I have over here. I have another time we can when I know ahead we can do a live where I can display all the things I eat. It's kind of the way the camera is. It's in this position, and
Yes.
next time I'll put it and I'll put all the food. I have like 3 cases of mango in my garage. Okay. And I don't eat banana. There's something about them. And this is lettuce, right? This lettuce has been here for like 5 days. And look at that. I wash it. Everything is about organizing. See? See, it's fresh.
Wow.
It's like you just pick it up. So now you see how vibrant it is and firm because I wash it. It's like they have a life on their own. You wash them and I wrap it. It's like I put it in bed, okay? I put it in bed and then I put it into the BPA-free Ziploc bag. Okay, it's important not to let your food, and they are cheap, they are not expensive, okay? And here, this is, I have 5 different sprouts here in that jar, okay? You can buy that jar at, online, okay? And I have 5 different sprouts here. And it's always ready. Every time the sprout goes here, I'm already making a new one. There's the mung bean, M-U-N-G sprout. The mung bean sprout is so easy. 1 day and a half, you already have food. You soak it overnight, and then the next morning you put it upside down. Like this, you put it upside down so it can drain, and then you rinse it and you get food. You can juice it, you can use it as a snack, and also these jars, they have the lid. I have a lid that has the hole. You can get them also online, and then you put your sprout, and then you put it upside down, and then boom. But remember, we have 100 trillion cells, and 80% of them are here. And if we are sad, if we eat hot food, if we don't sleep enough, they die. They change into bad bacteria. So we need to eat the fermented food in order to change them into good bacteria.
Yeah,
So
that's my next question to you. That's my next question to you, that I see you all the time on your Facebook page that you are regularly eating fermented food. And obviously, taking care of our microbiome, the bacteria in the colon. And like you said, we have 100 trillion cells in our body, and about 70 trillions are actually non-human cells. And most of our genetic material is non-human genetic material. So taking care of our microbiome or the bacteria in the colon is so important by eating every day, I would say every meal, some kind of fermented food. So please tell us why we should eat fermented food, and how do you make the fermented food?
Well, we should be fermented food for the same reason you just said. Like it's like we have colonies. They are colonies, and they are an army, and they die, and you need to replace your army all the time, because when somebody sneezes next to you or cough, and we are around bacteria all the time, and either we wash our hands and we don't, we're putting food in our mouth, in the air, they are everywhere. So we must make sure that our colony or army is always strong and healthy and good. And whenever you see somebody has bad breath, they have a lot of bad bacteria in the gut. They have fermentation, they have putrefaction, there are different kind of fermentation. Let's say you eat potato and in a barbecue and you eat meat and then you go and get and eat watermelon. That watermelon is going to ferment on top of that meat because there is a communication going on. The meat is saying to the watermelon, hey, I need like 2 days to break down. I have no fiber. It's going to take me a long, long time. And the watermelon said to the meat or the potato or whatever, even if it's vegan food, it's saying, but I need 20 minutes. Would you let me go? And the other food is saying, no, 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 no. How am I going to let you go? There's no space for you to go. You have to be on top. And the watermelon said to the other food, okay, I'm going to stay there and ferment on top of you. Who cares? Fermentation takes place. You get indigestion, you get constipation, and then you're blaming it on the watermelon. You're pointing the finger, oh my God, I've seen that so many times with my family, with the older folks, and oh, the watermelon almost killed me. No, it's not true. Watermelon should be eating in the morning. So now, if you have to eat that bad food, eat it with your fermented food to give it like a boost. To, it's like you're going to get married, you need your wife or somebody, they don't go without each other. You have to keep the fermented food in at every meal because sometimes when I'm looking at the bottle, you could see the gas, the activity going on inside of the jar, and it's so easy to make. Over there, I have a crock pot I just brought, and maybe in the next show, I can show you. It's such a good investment. It's like 4 gallons, and you can even do a business with it. When I came across it, I said, wow. That lady who taught me how to do fermentation, she has one. And every time I eat a fermented kimchi, it tastes so good. It tastes like something that's cooked. And we are eating it with avocado, with sweet potato. And it's a nice meal with yams, with squash, with whatever, with zucchini. And it's the type of meal that will make you happy. And I do it with the fermented drink. It's not a good thing to drink with your food because you're going to dilute the digestive juices. However, this is okay because this is grape juice that I convert into a probiotic juice. There is lactobacillus there. It's like I took the juice, organic grape juice, and I put the culture into it. And in 12 hours, it changed the chemistry. It became a living juice. So when I take this juice, I'm boosting my digestive capacity. And it's so easy to make fermentation. And one of these days I will do a Zoom and I'll show you how it can take 5 minutes to make ferment because you just have to grate the cabbage, you put a little salt and water, and that's it. And they have different jars that has like a ventilation on Amazon. You can buy them, and there is a guarantee that your cabbage will not have bacteria in it, even if you do it with no salt. I'm not an advocate for salt because salt is an inorganic material. The body doesn't know how to break down salt, and it's a rock. So anytime people are saying, "Oh, we're getting our minerals," no, if you're eating a diet of a lot of fruits and vegetables, there's no need to worry about the little trace minerals you're going to get in salt. As a matter of fact, the clinic in California, the patient use no salt, none of them, and everybody is in perfect health. And because salt is another name for sodium, and you can find it in food. Every food has sodium in it. So it's a myth, and salt is going to make you overeat.
Yep.
Because salt will stimulate your appetite. So I would suggest anyone, instead of going on that cruise, when you come back home, you're 10 pounds more weight and you haven't learned anything, go to a health clinic and reboot yourself. And because at home in your kitchen, it's like putting drugs in the kitchen and you tell a drug addict, hey, the drug is in the cabinet, don't touch it. So it doesn't work. It's not, especially when we are facing with genetically modified food. So we have to change our plan, our battle plan, not to struggle for 3, 4, 5 years trying to lose a few pounds. Just do 3 weeks somewhere. I have no affiliation with these clinics. There's no money. I don't have any connection except I've been there many times. I sent people there, and I could see the excellency in the type of work where they teach you. There's psychologists there. That's the best thing because we are doing tune-up for our cars. We are not tune-upping our body, and we are not even putting bad fuel in our car. We are putting the right food, and we still tune up the car. But the body is getting the wrong food since we were little, and we are not cleaning. And this is why human beings, they were supposed to live up to more than 100 years, and they are cutting it half. We think getting sick at 7 is normal. It's not. It's not. It's the food. It's the food. Dr. Michael Clapper said it's the food. Working in emergency room for years, and then he worked at the clinic, and then everybody's recovering at 100%. He realized, he said, oh my God, when I was working in the emergency room, drugging people, now I realize it's the food. The food, guys.
Yes. So I think to repeat everything what we have discussed so far, everybody should eat sprouted food every day. Everybody should eat some kind of fermented food with every day, possibly every meal. My next question to you is that in blue zones, everybody who lives long up to 100 lives healthy, they always have 1 to 2 cups of beans or lentils. So what is your thought on beans and lentils? How much do you eat it, and what do you recommend?
Well, when you tell people, it's not just the bean and lentil. I'm sure it's other things that's making them live longer because the fact that they are not using animal products, it's not the bean and lentil that's creating a good, gives them good health. It's the fact that they are not having animal products. Okay? It's a big deal. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I told her that people think, oh, I'm having green juice. The green juice did this for me. No, it's the fact that there's room now. There's more room for healing. There's more space where the body can make healing. Because not eating animal food is a big deal. Myself, when you tell them eat beans, and when people eat beans, they don't just eat beans, they eat broccoli, they eat all other non-starchy vegetables. Bean can create gas also. And a lot of people don't know how to cook. They can use canned beans. Canned beans are not healthy. And you have to soak the bean. You have to throw away the water. And you have to eat the bean with something green also. They have not done the study for the people who are doing raw foods, who are doing living food, and who are in excellent health. And they're doing it with the 7 days Adventists, and the Blue Zone, where already it's making a difference, yes. Already the fact that they are not eating animal products, which is creating bad bacteria, which is creating cancer, which is creating a lot of health issues, because these animals, not only the animal product is no good, but they are loaded with hormones and antibiotic and adrenaline that goes into our bloodstream, and that's creating a lot of health issues. And also animal products will multiply bad bacteria in our gut because they are sitting for too long. There's no fiber in them. So yeah, Blue Zone is good, but there is another. You can do better than that if you.
I
do
think
better.
that's a good point you are making, that the blue zone people, the reason they do well is not just lentils and beans. They actually have 90% of their calorie come from plant-based food, and it's all whole food plant-based. Plus they move every hour. They have great social connections. They don't smoke. I think they meditate, they are very spiritual. So I agree with you. I think living long is more than just eating healthy food. I think, so far, what I'm learning from you is that if you eat whole food, plant-based, if you eat sprouted food, if you eat fermented food, if you exercise, if you move, if you sleep well, if you keep the stress low, then 100 is not that difficult to reach. And I think to me, that's very, very commendable. So let me ask
And
you.
the cells are always listening, and you forgot to say to have a poised attitude, emotionally poised, because if you are jealous of somebody, if you are angry all the time, if you don't have any patience, if you don't sleep, the body, the cells, they are always listening to your thoughts. Okay, and we have to be connected with that thought. Like the cells are listening, and if you cheat on food, it's not like you said, oh, the body's not watching. The body watch everything, and that's a very important
And let me
part of.
ask you, the next question. Like, where do you do your grocery shopping? Do you go to a health food store or do you go to just a regular grocery store and be very picky and pick the right food?
Well, wherever I am in the world, I found a great food. There's great food. I was in California, I was in Israel, I was in New York, and I'm in Georgia now, and I found the greatest food. And what I shop at 5 different places, and I don't have any problem. It's not inconvenient for me. It's a pleasure for me to go places and pick up healthy food for my temple. I shop at Whole Foods. There are certain things you're going to find them very fresh. There are certain things you find them there. Sprouts, farmers market. There are certain things I know that the berries, the organic berries, are always cheap. They have big, nice avocados there, and the mangoes are like organic. You can find five for $5, $1 each for an organic mango. So I will go to Kroger's. I know I will find baby lettuce there, baby arugula, and that other one called Public. I know they have different kind of melons and with seeds and things like that. So each store you go, and the biggest one is DeKalb Farmers Market, and they have so many nice greens there. And the mangoes, I get like 4 or 5 cases of mangoes, and they are fresh, they are cheap, and they have certain things you will never find any other places. And I buy my coconuts there, I buy sugar cane there. So I use 4 hours to just go do my shopping, and then when I come home, I I have 2 fridges, one in my garage and one here, and they all filled up with stuff. And I wash everything. I organize my fridge because I don't want to open any fridge and it's dark. It's like messy. It's my whole house can be messy, but my fridge is always disciplined. Drawers are all put together, and all my like. You asked me a question before. I'm sorry I didn't answer it in great length. What do I eat? And I will wake up in the morning. I will get my warm water. My warm water is always next to my bed. The minute I open my eyes, I fills up my body, and I immediately go to the bathroom, eliminate, and then after that I come down and make my cabbage juice, either cabbage or I'll take some of these. I put in the juicer. The mung bean is cheap. You sprout them. It takes less than 24 hours for the mung bean to be sprouted. You put something living in your juice. It's like a shot. Because I used to do wheatgrass. I don't do them anymore. I used to grow them, and I have here also. This needs like 3 more days. I have my sunflower sprout on the soil, and I also grow my sprout in the jar. I grow my sprout on the tree, with a paper towel. I put the broccoli. There are so many. We can do a live show on just sprouting, and it will focus. So I'll have a display. The view is going to be better because I'll change my camera into the other way, and so people can see better. And these are easy, extremely easy. As a matter of fact, it took me 30 years to learn to narrow down the easiness of growing sprouts. Now it's like I can do them with my eyes closed. So even growing food on my terrace, and all this. By the way, the world is changing big time, guys, and I don't want to make you afraid, but I would suggest everyone order the seeds. Okay, keep seeds with you, and there's a place called Trueleaf, Trueleas, market on the website. They have very good seeds. They have every seed and a water filter. A water filter that's not connected to the pipe. Because Gary Knoll keep on saying, and other sources, it's not just Gary Knoll, many other sources are saying, by January, we're going to have shortage of food because there's a war against the people. If somebody doesn't see it, I don't know. There's a war against the people, and that war, the goal is to make sure everybody gets down to their knees and so they can vaccinate you and control your food, control your water. The water is going to be, they're going to say, oh, the water is no good. So make sure you have seeds and water in your backpack ready, okay? Remember I told you that.
Yes, yes. So let me ask you the next question. I think many of our followers, listeners always wonder that, living the way you are living, is it more expensive than just grabbing a $1 burger? In my opinion, the $1 burger will cause so many health issues 5, 10, 15 years down the road that $1 burger, you will end up paying $10 in your healthcare costs. So let me ask you, what do you think is true benefit, and is it very expensive to live the way you are living?
It's extremely cheap. I give myself luxuries, like there are certain things, like I would buy 4 or 5 cases of mangoes. I mean, I would buy organic juice and make it feel. These are little luxury people don't have to do because with cabbage are very cheap. Cabbage and water, you put it in a jar. This container, you can have them for life, and you put your cabbage in it. And then these mung bean, one, as a matter of fact, let me show you. One table, this is 1 table of squash, and it filled up the whole jar. This is about a 64 ounce, okay? And over here, I have broccoli, I have mung beans, I have alfalfa, I have lentils, okay? And I have food here for like, if I would need to survive, I have food for a week.
Wow.
Food,
Nice.
the best in the world. The best food in the world for a week, okay? And it takes me seconds. I just put the seed in there, put water, let it soak for 8 hours. After 8 hours, I put it upside down, and I rinse it twice a day, and that's it. And you can find the list at Trueleaf Trueleaf Market. Okay, so and the cabbage and this, the mung bean are even cheaper. You can buy $5 mung bean and have food for 1 month.
Wow. So I think I agree with you. I think when you treat your body like a temple, and when you every day spend time to select the right food, that means if it means going 3, 4, 5 stores, on the long run, you'll be saving so many doctors' visit. You'd rather go to a grocery store or a food store and enjoy it instead of sit in a waiting room of a doctor for 1 or 2 hours. So I think I agree with you. Spend time to take care of your health, and you will save a lot of time and a lot of suffering, a lot of cost in the future. So let me ask you our last question. So far, we've been really, really impressed by you. You look, like I said, 30, 40 years younger than your age. You are very articulate. You actually know more than most doctors know about nutrition. So I'm extremely proud, extremely thankful of you. So what is your final message to all our followers who wants to start living life like you? Just all healthy eating, exercise, sleep, stress management, in terms of eating food. What is your final message?
The message is if you are 10, 20 pounds overweight, disease love fat, toxin love fat. And if you truly want to be healthy, and I know your struggle, I know it's hard. It's not easy for somebody to say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to be, oh, she just said, vegan is going to keep you young, vegan is going to keep you healthy. Because right now, we're facing with mental challenges also. Because depression starts in the gut. Don't you see when people are saying gut feeling? I have a gut feeling. And it's the feeling that's coming from the gut that's going to the brain. Depression is very current right now. Mostly everyone I know has some kind of depression. So if you are not able to do it on your own, you can get a phone consultation with me for an hour, and I can help you with the tools that you need to get started on your journey. And I go by a donation. If somebody wants to give me a donation, it's fine. If you don't have money, that's fine also. And so, but the best advice would be to buy lettuce. Okay, buy lettuce, and okay, with you can have this lettuce forever, forever. You take the leaves, you buy lettuce, you buy cucumber, you buy celery, zucchini, and 2 or 3 avocado, a few apples, a little spinach you keep there to make your, and then you put 2 apples in your blender with a little spinach, a little avocado, little water. In the morning, you blend it, and you will have food for breakfast and lunch. This is a complete meal because avocado, all these green food are complete meals. They have protein, they have minerals, vitamins, enzyme, and protein. Okay? So, but this lettuce always have lettuce. If you take all these leaves, the little heart that's left, there's a lot of life forces in that lettuce. When the little heart is left, you plant it, you put it in water for 2 days, you plant it outside, you let it grow into a big lettuce. If it doesn't want to grow, it will give you seeds. You're going to take the seeds and replant them again. And that's another live I can do and go on my terrace and show you my lettuce. And you will have lettuce forever. One little lettuce will give you. So wherever there's a will, there's a way. So if you take your zucchini, you blend the zucchini with avocado, with a little lemon, just nourishing your body, food for fuel. Okay? Even if you go cheat once, if you used to eat bad food 3 times, try to just have the bad food 1 time. And all the other 2 times, you shove greens in your mouth. Anytime you have craving, you shove greens and lettuce in your mouth. You go to the fridge, cucumbers. You go get your sprout, your mung bean sprout. You get 2 apples. You get mangoes. You know, anytime you have craving, the whole idea is to fill up your body, your stomach with food, so you don't feel hungry or craving. It's going to stop the craving. I guarantee you. You can find the mung beans at Sprout, Farmers Market. You can order them too at Shoeless Market. There are techniques, but it's harder these days because the food is GMO and it's hard. We are hooked. But if you can afford it, even if you can get a loan, go to these clinics. It's worth it. You need the foundation. So you need to get started. It's not, the most difficult is to get started. The next day to say, hey, I'm not eating the burger tomorrow. It's hard because the dopamine in the brain constantly will remind you, hey, where's the burger? Where's the donut? Where's the bread? Where's the cheese? Where's the meat? Where's the French fries? It's really real. So you are in a battle, and you have to win the battle. And the battle, the worst enemy is the brain. That is hooking like a drug addict. And to stop the brain, you need to go in an environment where there's none of this food, where you're under supervision, where everybody's doing the same thing you're doing. And that's the best way instead of spending years suffering. And you know, tomorrow you eat healthy, the next day you fall off the wagon. You fall off. It's a yo-yo diet. It's better you get the job done. You find a way. Wherever there's a will, there's a way. If you have the will, you have the passion. That's another thing. You need to have passion for health, passion to be slim, passion to have nice skin, the passion to be an example to your kids, to whoever. If you have a husband, if you have a wife, you want to look good for them. And, you know, all these should inspire you to make the change, you know, so that's
No,
the message.
I think that's an excellent summary. I really, really enjoyed this whole hour, almost hour and 10 minutes. We are definitely bringing you back, you know, for fermented foods, for sprouted food. We also want to know more about this microbiome. So I think you are a wealth of knowledge, and I think person like you can lead us, and we will be learning from you. I mean, you have 30, 40, 50 years to go still, so we will be still around. Hopefully, I'll be around. We keep bringing you back. So you look great. You look absolutely great. So again, thank you from all of us, from all our followers. Again, to give update on our page, we have now 46, almost 45,000 followers. I please request you that all of you invite at least 25 friends from your friends list. It's very easy to do. Just look it up on your phone and invite 25 friends. Let's grow together. Let's help each other. Let's keep bringing some great guests like Yolanda tonight. And we will be seeing you again tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Enjoy your evening. Be safe. Be careful. Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.